Tonight on Connecticut's news station, breaking news out of UConn tonight. A student that has been missing for days has been found alive. We'll have the latest.
The heat is just getting started. In fact, it gets even hotter heading through the day tomorrow, with records likely going down. We'll talk timing and how long this lasts coming up.
A push to keep former President Donald Trump off Connecticut's ballot.
Under the Constitution, someone who engaged in insurrection like Donald Trump is ineligible for the office of president.
Now the decision rests in the hands of Connecticut's Secretary of the State.
And after one of the wettest Julys on record, federal disaster assistance is coming for our state's farmers to help with flooded out, damaged crops.
Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
We begin tonight on the weather, and if you thought the last 2 days were hot, get ready for record-challenging heat tomorrow. Thanks for joining us here on the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. High humidity is also making matters worse for us, and it's only going to make things feel even hotter tomorrow. Let's throw things right over to Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank. She has the latest on what to expect as we're heading outside tomorrow. Rachel.
Yeah, I think that tomorrow is actually the hottest day of the week, so we're going to add another few degrees to the high temperature tomorrow, up around 95. That would make day 3 in the 90s and an official heat wave. We have 1 or 2 more days to go. We're going to get close on Friday as well before temperatures start to ease back heading into this upcoming weekend. But the humidity will stick around much longer. A heat advisory is in effect right through the day tomorrow. Once again, we're talking about a heat index, how hot it really feels when you combine both the heat and the humidity, anywhere between 95 to near triple digits as we head through the afternoon. So that's just the National Weather Service's way of saying, take care of yourself. You know the drill by now. Temperatures are still in the 70s, and it's kind of a bummer that we don't have a nice, refreshing evening ahead to kind of cool off your home or business, especially homes without AC, cool off the classrooms for the kiddos. Low temperatures tonight around 70 degrees, but again, it remains warm and humid. And then heading through the day tomorrow, we do it all over again. Lots of sunshine, heat, humidity, highs up in the mid 90s away from the Connecticut shoreline and near 90 at the beaches as well. There is a chance for an isolated evening shower or thunderstorm. That risk is going to be higher north and west of Hartford, and the Storm Prediction Center does have us in the chance for a severe storm, but I think most of that activity is going to break apart by the time it moves into Connecticut. I'll show you the future radar. We'll also take a look at the tropics and Hurricane Lee coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. And just a note here, if you need shelter from the heat, cooling centers will be open through tomorrow for anyone who's at risk. Just dial 211 on your phone to find the closest one to you. You can also visit 211ct.org. And with the temperature so high, people across the state are looking for ways to keep cool, and that includes students at the University of Connecticut.
Yeah, people on campus are flocking to the UConn Dairy Bar tonight to beat the heat.
It's not a bad idea. That's where we find Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner tonight. So I'm sure it's busy out there tonight, right, DeAndrea?
Well, Brent, it certainly was busy up until 30 minutes before they closed. The entire restaurant, it was packed with people, many saying that they just want to beat the heat.
What is your favorite ice cream?
From little kiddos to adults.
This is because it's so delicious.
Many people in the Northeast region flock to UConn Dairy Barn to cool off.
I think everybody wants ice cream on this hot day.
Well, we just love coming here, especially on a hot night like tonight.
With temperatures staying in the 90s, there's a chance for a potential heat wave, something people here were not anticipating.
It's surprising. I thought it would finally start feeling like fall, but you know, hopefully just one more week of this kind of weather.
Although temperatures are still high, some folks are manifesting the cool weather with their ice cream choice.
I know it's still summer, it's still 95 degrees out, but I needed my pumpkin fix.
And some will get their fix of sweetness again tomorrow.
We'll be back tomorrow, too.
And you guys, I talked to one of the employees today. He said that he came in at 5:30. So from 5:30 to closing time, he told me they sold at least 200 things of ice cream. He said they've been busy up before Labor Day weekend, and they're expecting another crowd tomorrow. In stores, DeAndrea Turner, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, DeAndrea. Now, staying in stores, we have some good news to share about a UConn student who went missing over the weekend. Police confirm 18-year-old Betty Lee was found safe off campus. Lee had been missing since Sunday. Police started searching for her after her parents said they couldn't get a hold of her. It's still not clear what happened, but students we spoke with just say they're happy she's safe.
We don't know any information, but I'm glad to know that she's safe and that they found her, so that's a good start. Hopefully she's all right. Hopefully, nothing major happened. But it really goes to show what they're all about and that they mean business, and when something like this happens, they take it very seriously. So I was glad to hear that and really glad to see that from them.
The FBI was contacted by UConn police, and they were prepared to help in the search, although it's unclear if they were ever actually involved in the search.
And new at 10 tonight, help is on the way for farmers who saw much of their crops damaged or destroyed this past July. Non-stop rain flooding much of the Connecticut River Valley. Today, Governor Ned Lamont announced the USDA has approved his request for a federal agriculture disaster declaration. Farmers in all 8 of Connecticut's counties can now apply for federal disaster aid to cover production losses as a direct result of the flooding. The information on how and where you can do that is on our website, fox61.com.
New Haven City Alderman and a local city rights attorney are asking Secretary of the State Stephanie Thomas to find former President Trump ineligible for the 2024 election.
Yeah, they are both asking to have his name removed from state ballots, and it's a request not just isolated here in Connecticut. Fox 61's Jake Garcia is in studio tonight to explain their argument. Jake?
Well, Brent and Sarah, the effort to remove former President Trump's name from ballots is taking shape in multiple states. Today, a group out of Colorado filed a lawsuit to remove the former president from ballots, saying the president violated the U.S. Constitution.
The Constitution says what it says, and on January 6, 2021, Donald Trump did what he did.
With the 2024 presidential election fast approaching, President Donald Trump is already facing numerous legal battles. Now he faces a new fight. Several states, including Connecticut, are trying to remove his name from the ballot. This week, New Haven Alderman Troy Streeter and his attorney sent a letter to Secretary of the State Thomas asking that Trump's name be removed from state ballots.
Under the Constitution, someone who engaged in insurrection like Donald Trump is ineligible for the office of president.
The argument falls under the 14th Amendment, where it lays out some of the disqualifications to run for office, stating that no person can hold public office in the U.S. if they have previously taken an oath to support the Constitution of the United States and engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same. Some legal experts believe the wording of the Constitution does not require a conviction of insurrection, but as long as it can be proven, it's enough to disqualify someone from running for the Oval Office.
The Select Committee of the U.S. House of Representatives has issued its bipartisan report, which we referred to in our petition to Stephanie Thomas, which concluded extensively that Donald Trump engaged in insurrection. And ultimately, that question may go up to the United States Supreme Court.
Connecticut Secretary of the State Stephanie Thomas says her attorneys are reviewing state law to see where her office has jurisdiction before acting, saying, quote, "We understand the urge to move to a conclusion swiftly. However, this is complex as it is important," continuing to say that it's her priority to ensure the democratic process is executed to the letter of the law and preserving voters' trust. A spokesperson from Trump's campaign calling the effort a conspiracy in a statement to Fox 61, saying this is stretching the law beyond recognition, going on to say there is no legal basis for this effort except in the minds of those who are pushing it. Now, it's important to note that this section of the Constitution has not yet been tested on a presidential level. Now, Connecticut has been known to challenge the qualification of those running for office, including in 2010 when the state Supreme Court ruled that now Lieutenant Governor Susan Bysowitz was disqualified for running for Attorney General. Now, we reached out to the Connecticut Republican Party for comment on this story, but we have not heard back. In studio, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Jake, thank you. Hartford police are still investigating tonight after a man was shot this morning. This was the scene at Park and Wadsworth Streets, where police tell us the shooting happened around 10:30 a.m. The man was taken to a hospital in a private car, and he is expected to be okay. There's still no word on what led up to the shooting. We're working to learn more details from police.
We're less than a week away from primaries, and tensions are high in Hartford. 3 Democrats are facing off to become the city's next mayor, and now candidates Eric Cole Coleman and John Fonfara are calling on the party-backed frontrunner Arunan Arulampalam to return certain campaign money. Arulampalam reportedly held an event in Torrington where he told donors they can have a say in what happens in Hartford.
You may not have a vote, but by contributing, by getting involved in this election, you can have a say in what this city looks like and the level of investment we put into our capital city.
Coleman and LeBron argue raising money in Litchfield County is out of touch with the needs of the people of Hartford. Arulampalam says he only raised $570 at that last fundraiser on Saturday. His campaign has yet to respond to the request he return that money.
And for everything you need to know ahead of the primary election, be sure to text VOTE to the number on your screen. We have a comprehensive list of which towns have races, what to bring to your polling location, and the rules on absentee ballots.